Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us, we have the iRonsnow Condor 1. This is an AM, FM, weather, 20,000 milliamp hour high capacity emergency radio. You can find this retailing on Amazon for right around $59.99, though this will be on sale often. Expect a price between anywhere from $39 to $45. I'll have links down in the paid link section if you find this radio something you want. So here we are, big claim to fame here, 20,000 milliamp hour emergency radio. I've done 8,000, 10,000 now, double that at 20,000. I don't know if they're going to get bigger or not. This is amazing. So let's check it out. Condor 1, got some bullet points there. Of course, big battery, solar power, radio flashlight, IPX3 waterproof. Yeah, that wouldn't write home about that. Reading lamp. There you go, flashlight. Comes in green or red. I got the red one, even though this box shows all green models. Got dudes in the field with it. Nice. Awesome. Got charging ports on it. Great. SOS siren and strobe light. Yeah, in case you're in trouble. And there you go, some of the beam and lighting this thing can do. All right, took everything out of the box. I'll show you what you get. So in the box, we get to start a show. Now, red on red, I'm going to probably have to, use something to get some contrast here. So put down this little board here. I'll zoom it in a little bit, but there you go, Condor 1. Pretty hefty little guy. There, I wouldn't say little, but yeah, you get the idea. We get a charging cord, USB A to USB-C. Great. Then we get a user manual. All right, Condor 1. There's some information there. Just open up for posterity because I think it's a fairly simple radio to operate. But there you go, in case I miss anything. Got to zoom in for the fine text. There you are. There's your radio. Rockin'. And then flashlight mode. Yeah, this thing's all about lighting. It's amazing. It has that flood and spotlight to it. Nice. SOS alarm. Press and hold the flashlight button. Because I probably won't do that. I want to wake up the neighbors. I'm filming this kind of late. Your light panel on the back. There you go. So yeah. Pretty cool setup. Alright, I think on the other side. Oh yeah, we're still going. We're still going. Okay, I'm just going to kind of do this here. Walk down. Freeze. Freeze. You get the idea, right? Yeah. And then we have specifications. Just gonna go down the line there. Yeah, it weighs 1.5 pounds. That's all battery, probably. And there's your lumens on the light if you need it. Radio runtime, they're saying 180 hours. Okay, that's not bad for a rechargeable radio. It says light and radio 60 hours. The reading lamp in the radio. Wow, that reading lamp must be pretty high intensity. That's surprising. All right, there you go. And everything there. All right, cool. We're done with that. So let's get to the radio. Let's go over dimensions. So I'm going to zoom it on down. All right, cool. It's a tank of a radio, that's for sure. It's like a big red brick. That's amazing. Okay, so we have a length of 7 inches. We have a height of 4 inches. I think I measured that at the top of the lug here to the bottom. In case you take the carrying handle off. There you go. You have that hard plastic ridge there to the bottom. And then we have a depth front to back. I measured it from the front knobs here to the back dynamo here. And that was 3 inches. Okay, cool. Size comparison. We'll make it rather simple today. We'll just throw a $20 bill here since this radio is gigantic. You get the idea, right? All right. My last 20. I always say that. And then, of course, we'll just go right to the deck of cards. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves Condor 1s from iRonsnow land. Wherever that is, man. Anyway, you get the idea, right? There you go. Cool. You know, it would be neat to always have playing cards with your radios. Just in case power goes out for a long time. You got your radios and you can play cards. It's something to think about. Don't need power to play cards. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's go over features of the Condor 1 by iRonsnow. All right, so going to the left-hand side, we have your lighting. We have the flood lighting, spot lighting, and it can be actuated with spot first, flood second, and then all three at once. So there's a little power switch up here on top. There's our spot. It's pretty decent. I like that. Good throw to it. Then we got our floods. Nice lantern mode. Of course, you could tail stand your radio and light up the room if you wanted to, straight up. And then you can do both. I don't know what reason you have for both, but in case you need extra lighting for something important, you have it. Then hit it again, turn it off. Pretty simple. Go to the front of the radio where everything happens. We have the speaker here, about 2 inches, I'd estimate. Condor 1 just kind of painted on there. Our scales, we have our weather band on top. We have the FM in the middle and the AM at the bottom there. We have a power indicator. Anytime you use the radio, like turn the flashlight on like I just did, the lights will light up telling you the capacity of the battery. This is saying it's 100% right now. Over here we have a tuning indicator that turns green when it's tuned. And then over here we have a battery indicator showing it's getting a solar charge. So if I cover the solar panel, you can see it's receiving a solar charge. There you go. When you're using the USB-C to charge the radio, these flash here. You're just like a standard power bank. So it's kind of like a power bank with a radio attached to it. That's what I feel like this thing is. I could just put a big battery in a box and then slap the little components on it. Our volume on-off control, band select, AM, FM weather band, and tuning control there. Again, we get a little tiny white indicator. I wouldn't go for scale accuracy. Just tune it until you find a station and listen in. Because in an emergency, it's probably what you're going to do. I'd probably have it on a weather band, mostly, or FM. Going to the right-hand side here, we have a kick-out flap. Kind of keep some things water resistant. Behind this flap, you'll see a headphone jack and 2 USB ports. Headphone jack. So I tested the headphone experience. It's not fantastic. Expect a slight low-level hiss. No FM stereo. When you're on FM, expect weak lows, strong mids, moderate highs. Weather has a nice neutral tone. Liking that. It actually was nice to listen to weather band, though I don't know if you listen to it long on headphones, but if you want to conserve power, that's nice. And then AM, expect a bright neutral tone, but with some light distortion. I don't know it's not really like distorted bad. It just sounds a little different, like a little too high pitched. And yeah, you'll know what I mean if you listen to it with AM. I wouldn't listen to it with AM on headphones. So here we have a USB-A output, I believe at 5 volts at 2 amps output. And then over here we have USB-C, which is 5 volts, 2.1 amps in, and 5 volts, 2 amps out. Now you can charge 2 devices at once. The one I did, I noticed the voltage sag down to 4.75 volts. It's kind of low. I recommend if you just do one device, I saw a sag down to 4.88 or 4.85 when going around 2 amps. So if you're just doing one device, you should be okay. I think you're doing 2, it's outputting at 3 amps, and the charge circuit can only handle so much. So emergency radio, just use it for your phone for emergency, and I just did one device, even though it can handle 2. All right, great. So yeah, this is all about long running. So going to the top here, you can see the carry handle. Now the carry handle is interesting. It comes separate, and it's a hassle to put on. Okay, so if you look at how I put it on here, you can look at their pictures too. The strap here, they give you these 2 little clamps. You can see how the left side here is attached. It goes through the little loop of this. You get this separate, this little plastic piece. It goes through there, around, on the lug, and back through this spot here. And that's important because this is what clamps the strap so it doesn't fly open. So this actually opens up here for quick release. I'm not going to show that, but you just pop that open, and then this will pull off so you can deploy your carrying strap, which you will. But this is the easy way to do it, and I recommend doing both sides this way. So again, very simple. Goes through that little spot there, under the lug, and into the back side here, and then you flip this closed and lock it, and it'll grab it. So that's how you want to do it. Just how it's shown here. Boom. Right to the back side. It took me a while to figure that out. Even though you can look at the picture on their website and figure that part. But now this part was even harder. So this has a multi-tool, and it's a whistle, a compass, and a fire starter. Is it a gimmick? The only thing that's not a gimmick is a whistle. Whistle's pretty important, especially emergency radio. if you're trapped somewhere under debris I hope not, but if you were, say you're in an earthquake or a tornado and you're in your shelter and it collapses and you're stuck in there, you can blow the whistle because you're only going to be able to yell so much before your lungs give out. So yeah, especially if it's dusty or dirty, you just use the little whistle. That'll help when you hear somebody nearby. That's a good thing to have. But otherwise, I'd probably tie this. Instead of trying to put it on the carrying strap, I'd use a little paracord, tie it through here, and then tie it through the lug right here because you got some room there when the carrying handle is put on, and just tie it to that. Because this is a hassle putting it on. See how they got it there? Yeah, good luck figuring that out. Look how the strap runs. It goes through the lug on the device, through this. It goes up underneath here, up underneath there before it goes into the locking part of this. And this is upside down. So yeah, definitely just do it the simple way. Leave that thing off. I recommend that. Just do it this way. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, I had to spend some time on that because it drove me crazy. So, but yeah, the tool, you can leave it off if you can't figure out how to put that on because that was tricky, let me tell you. Going to the back here, actually the top, we got the solar panel, which, it's not going to charge your radio all the way up. It's going to help sustain a top charge. That's about it. Our flashlight button, I guess I'll do the SOS, not a big deal. So, again, you just click it for the lights, and then you can do SOS by press and hold this for 3 seconds. Press it again, turn it off. I covered it up, but it flashes. That's cool. Get somebody's attention quick. So plastics aren't the greatest on here. Like the seams sometimes don't quite line up nicely. I mean, it's not horrible, but it could be a little nicer. And this, my Dynamo crank, so it's a little loose in here. Now, it's not a big deal because you can actually put some tape. I've done it in the past where you put some electrical tape around this and you just kind of take up the slack by doing that, and then it'll lock in tighter. But that's just so it's easy to get open and spin. Spinning it spins like a dream. If you're using a Dynamo, yeah, this thing is no problem at all. Yeah, easy to use. And you might have to use that in an emergency to get a quick charge on it to get a phone call out, which is important. All right, great. So let's go over FM reception report, and we'll turn it on, and we'll do a quick demo of the radio and do final thoughts on it. So, yeah, okay, this monster here. FM reception report. Now, I do a 5-tier method. Fair, okay, good, very good, excellent. And most analog radios, this is analog, but it has a DSP chip in it. They get the true analog radio gets about 48 stations. This one only found 40, and there's a reason. The antenna is only 12 inches in length. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that. The little dude's right here hiding out. It's pretty whip. Yeah, 12-inch whip antenna. You ain't gonna get much with that. Yeah. Though it excels in one thing, and we'll explain that in a moment. But for FM reception, I only found 40 stations, which is below typical on a DSP radio, which I was surprised. But that's just a little baby whip antenna. Now, if you hook up a wire to this radio, you could exceed that for sure. We're going to use a wire. We may even exceed that in my band scan. Just letting you know what to expect on its own. Not bad. If you live closer to your stations, I live fairly far from an urban center. So, I'm about 35, 40 miles away from the city center. So, yeah, I can pick up stations. It's just not as good as some radios. So, there's that. So it gets an okay to good rating, 2-star rating, and low selectivity, I give it okay to good as well because it only grabs on strong stations. I could barely pick up faint stations. It was very difficult. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, it's not horrible. It's just not what I expected. I expected like 60 or so, a little better rating, but it is what it is. It's close to an analog receiver. All right, good. Well, let's go ahead and turn it on. We'll do Radio Todderbert first, which is a C-Crane FM transmitter 2. Let me turn that on. Transmitting on 97.7 with an MP3 player with royalty-free music. Yeah, so what? Turn on my radio and rock out. I want to mention, okay, so tuning light comes on. You'll see our battery status comes on. It does add noise to the circuit. It does have RFI. You'll hear it on FM a little bit, more on AM for sure. And that goes out in about 40 seconds. So just letting you know, it's one of those radios. I've had that issue before with some of these radios, so not a big deal, but it's there. You can go to weather or FM right away without an issue and hear stuff. AM, you can still even pick up strong stations with it. It's just anything faint, forget it. Okay, cool. It get pretty quiet there. I think it's this. It's pretty quiet. Nice. All right, cool. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and turn that back on. Go to the bottom of the band. We're gonna do a weather band scan first. So we're gonna go down to weather band with our little switch there. So weather band FM AM. With the weather band, this thing is amazing because the 12-inch antenna is actually probably segmented properly for the VHF band. The shorter antenna always seems to work better for VHF. So I was able to pick up 6 of the 7 channels, which is very good. It's excellent. It's above average on a weather band. And that's probably the most important thing about this radio is that you get your weather channels well with this radio, no matter where you're at. It's an important thing. So I'm going to use a wire, though. You can get a wire yourself. These are very inexpensive. I think it's like $5 or $6. You can pick up a really inexpensive snap-on wire. I have links down below to some if I can find some inexpensive ones. If not, Kato T1, Sanjin, and ANT60. Those are 22-foot wires. You don't need that long of a wire, but these are nice to have. So we're going to clip it there. Got my subfloor basement. Now, current time, I didn't ever brought another radio out with the time on it. Here's CC Pocket. It's 12:45 a.m. at Central Standard Time. I'm in Chicago, Illinois, USA, filming this in November 2024. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and bring this up here. And we have the clip we're just going to put right here. Let's just give you a shortwave radio. Get a little extra reception there. And it helps with FM as well. So let's go ahead, go to weather band. We're going to go all the way to the bottom.
And fog were reported.
This is channel 1.
And it was 52. Inversing light rain and fog were reported. And 50.
This is not my local. Sounds good.
Was falling. And 45.
This is Chicago.
In West Bend, light rain was falling. The temperature was 46. At Madison, light rain's drizzle was falling.
Channel 2.
And 44. In La Crosse, it was cloudy. And 44.
Wisconsin.
Green Bay, light rain was falling. And it was 46. In Rockford, light rain and fog were reported. And 48. Thursday night, north winds 10 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 knots. Chance of rain in the evening. Waves 2 to 4 feet. Friday, north winds 10 to 15 knots. Chance of rain in the afternoon. Waves 1 to 3 feet.
There's 4. Typically, I don't get anything on 4. But I think I did when I was upstairs.
Friday, north winds 10 to 15 knots. Chance of rain in the afternoon. Waves 1 to 3 feet.
This is my local.
Friday night.
This is channel 5.
Winds 5 to 10 knots becoming southeast. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Saturday, south winds 10 to 20 knots increasing to 50. Lows in the lower to mid 40s in the suburbs to the upper 40s downtown. Monday, mostly cloudy. A chance of showers in the afternoon. Highs in the mid to upper 50s.
And there's channel 7. So yeah, I get like a 5 of the 7 there, just downstairs here. A little bit of a wire. Nice. You probably don't even need the wire for this.
Chance of precipitation 80%.
Let me disconnect it just to check.
Mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers. Highs in the upper
That's without the
60s,
wire.
around 60. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Lows around 40.
Not bad.
Wednesday, mostly cloudy with a 50%.
All right, cool. So that's the weather band. There's no alert mode or anything like that. It doesn't need it. I don't think so. You know when bad weather's coming. Or if you were in it and you want to know what's happening in the aftermath. First aid or, Red Cross. So let's go ahead and go to FM. Go back to the bottom of the band. And we'll just cruise up the thing. I can't hover on music, but we'll have some fun. The lights come on every time, which is kind of an annoyance. Because they do add interference to the circuit. So, yeah, if you have time, you just wait that out. If you don't have time, again, not affected. Weather band will work.
Waves.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start tuning.
Church by writing again about John Henry Newman. A biography had come out about him, which was very critical of his conversion, and I found myself arguing with this author and writing a review defending Newman's conversion, and it's very hard to write a review defending.
The upper estimate given by US intelligence is that 200,000 Russian men have been killed fighting in Ukraine. But there are also other consequences. Russian men
The station there, it's hard to get in.
Plus, get 20% off. Buy as much as you want and save 20% on your entire order with promo code SAVE20. There's Jazz.
See how I come and tip me right on the edge. Easily until we can't. And if you go,
Okay, there you go. That's the FM band. And now we got the AM band. Oh, joy. This is not the fun band. It's okay on locals. I noticed on, strong locals, you're fine. It's the problem. This radio has a lot of RFI in it for some reason. I think it's because of the charging circuit or the big battery. I don't know what's in here that causes noise, but first of all, when you turn it on, you're going to get the hash from the radio. So we'll turn it off. We'll turn on AM, and I'll just turn it on to give you an idea. Hear a buzz. So that buzz will go away once these lights go out on the AM band. So if you're waiting for something, it might take a while. But let me show you here. Once those lights go out, that buzz will go away, but the ticking remains, which is annoying. You can hear that little ticking. Now, none of my AM radios do that, just so you know.
Computercareer.edu.
More than 6 million. That is local.
Iron and supplies. One line for just $50 a month. Limited edition.
Okay, it gives you an idea. Okay, so that's the Skywave 2 running, and you can hear this thing has a problem. I didn't know I turned it off. Wonderful. Anyway, AM band, not so great, just good for locals. Let's find some locals.
Well, that's 800-575-6812. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132.
But, that's what they're arresting her for. And so I'm looking at this saying, well, what are you going to do? Because they all said that, in their descriptions, the agent said the methamphetamine...
720 WGN. The cool thing was, this is all the great locals that you have are going to come in nice and clear. You probably won't hear that ticking too much, though it is in the background. If you have headphones on, you can hear it. But in the stronger stations, you're not so much. So an emergency radio, it's a give or take. It depends on what you prefer.
All right. Okay. On that note, we thank Adam for keeping us on the air and John for screening your calls. But above all, I thank you for calling. Now, here's the deal tomorrow night. We are on late. We have about a half hour.
Exercise, stress management, and more. This program focuses on ways drivers can prevent diabetes and its devastating effects.
Yeah, I think that's Zoomer Radio there. That's Toronto, Ontario. Let's just verify with this real quick. Frequency, 740. Apparently not.
News, weather, traffic.
Sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm Christopher Cruz.
Here's 780 WBBM News Radio.
Cabinet posts are proving to be controversial. Your CBS's Robert Costa.
Fox News host.
So on the Kennedy outbound at Foster, accident block.
Say the president-elect appreciates his communication skills.
Saying we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective, hasn't made us more lethal, has made fighting more...
That's annoying. It's the Condor call. That's what it is. Anyway, you get the idea, right, guys? Let me just go all the way up the band here. It's getting annoying.
People he thinks can do the job.
Speaker Johnson says Gates resigned immediately after the nod for AG, thus ending a health ethics.
It ticks back. No.
Males that I'm asking this question of have gone bad news first.
Gary Baumgarten, Fox.
Understand that, but
Victim, no immediate.
You get the idea. Yeah, AM band, not so great. Okay for locals. Okay, that might be all you need for your emergency radio, and the Condor 1 may fill that niche fine. It's just I'm a nitpicker because I love my AM band. You guys know that half of my videos are me scrolling through the AM band because I just love it. So when I get a radio that's doing this ticking and noise thing, it drives me insane. I want a normal radio, please. But, you can't always get what you ask for. All right, so let's go final thoughts on the Condor 1. So, as you heard, yeah, AM's good for locals only because of the noisy circuit. All right, so likes. What do I like about this? Well, I like the high-capacity battery. It's 20,000 milliamp hour. And, messing around there, was at 74 watt hours? It's pretty good. I'll take it. That's really good. I mean, 180 hours of runtime? That's 180 hours on a rechargeable battery built into it. Yeah, there's no way to take it out. I did notice that. There's no way to access it now if you're a nerd and you can take this thing apart and put your own pack in. More power to you. But just know that most people probably wouldn't be able to. Life expectancy of this radio is probably around a 5-year range, and you probably should replace your radios every 5 years. I mean, it's a small investment for safety and having some informational backup versus your phone. It's not bad to have one like this. Weather reception is awesome on here. Yeah, I praise it for that. Decent light source. It has this. Oh, I never showed you guys. It's funny. It's the end of the video. It's got the reading lamp. I forgot the little dude. It's like sitting back there. Man, that's that bright reading lamp. I should have showed that. You get the idea. Anyway, cool light source. Enjoying that. It's funny I realized it was there. It's hidden. Yeah, so that's what I like about it. Easy to use. Now, all the controls are very simple. On, off, bang, select. Volume, everything's right here, or tuning. Everything's right here on the front. You don't need to do anything special. Oh, that's the nice thing about it. USB-C is pretty simple. Anybody can plug in a cable and charge it up. So that's what I like about it. What I don't like about it, dislikes and wants. I wish it did have a dry battery bay, but I can understand most of the internal space is probably taken up by the battery because this thing does have a heft. It does weigh 1.5 pounds. Okay. AM band needs help. All right, we know that already. I just kind of displayed that, or you heard that, I'm sure. Build quality, it could be a little bit better. I mean, there's like some plastic on here. It doesn't look perfect. It just feels cheaper. You'll know when you get it. The build quality isn't fantastic. I mean, it's strong enough. I think it'll hold up okay. But like the Dynamo crank being loose out of the box, I mean, this thing just falls out on its own on gravity. It's pretty loose. So, I mean, like I said, I'd probably put some tape on there, like electrical tape, just to hold it up in there better. That's the one little nitpick I have about that radio. But otherwise, it's not horrible or anything like that. It's just I feel that for, $40, $45, it should be a little bit more premium plastics. That's just me. Knowing the company, they may improve that. That's good. The whip antenna, it does struggle at 12 inches for FM. If it was, say, 2 foot, that'd be great. Or they could include a little wire. That'd be fantastic for FM. But, yeah, need to do something with that whip antenna. It needs to be longer. Yeah, that's what needs to be changed on this radio. Overall, this is for the person who wants a high-capacity weather FM radio and doesn't mind using just AM band for locals. That's what this radio is for, and somebody that wants a decent light source. So there's a lot going for it. And when it's around $40, $45 is probably a good buy. So I'd give it a maybe recommendation. Not bad, not great, just right in the middle there. It just depends on what you prefer. Do you want high capacity, lower capacity? There's ones with 3,400 milliamp hours, like the C-Crane CC Radio Solar, which is the high-end radio, which I love. But it's $100, and you only get one rechargeable battery in there, though it is replaceable, but it's only 3,400 milliamp hour. This is 20,000, so there's a difference. But it does have a dry battery bay. This one doesn't. So there's a lot of things that you have to weigh in your decision when you're making your purchase. And you might want to keep it under $50. I understand. Economy's tough no matter what. So you don't need to spend a ton of money to get some backup protection. And this is not bad for that role. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video of the Condor 1. Yeah, by iRonsnow. They're awesome. So yeah, definitely give it a like if you like the video. 2, if you like these products and you want to see more, hit subscribe to the bell icon, get notified of future emergency radio reviews. I try to get a few of these off and on, as you guys know. I'm a fan of weather radios. I do like them. I do think they serve a purpose in some households. Some people feel just a standard radio like this would be just fine. And I agree. This is a weather alert radio, but it's a little bit more money. This is about $100. So yeah. But this has a few extra things on it as well. So something to think about. But overall impressions, yeah, high capacity, definitely awesome. Liking that the most. But yeah, and third, of course, Condor 1. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Is the Condor 1 up to par for you guys? You're the final decision makers, not me. I'm just presenting it. So yeah, there it is. You guys have a great time, and we'll see you in my next awesome video.